Good evening. I am here. It is 11:37 on Thursday, January 9th. What is wrong with me? Why do I keep doing that? I keep saying the wrong month. It's not that hard. Anyway, I'm here. I was, the last minute before I started talking, I was tangoing with my friggin' headphones here. My cable was just like, it's gotten like all fucked up again. I thought I fixed it too, and it's just really annoying. Like, this is worse than like how it usually is. Like, it's just bunched up and tangled to the point where you can't pull it. Wish I knew of a way to fix this, but whatever. Anyway, I'm here. Not gonna waffle around too much tonight. We're just gonna get right into it. We are in the second part of Episode 3, Turnabout Legacy. We are in the past, examining this case as Gregory Edgeworth and a younger Eddie Fender. We looked at the body, searched around the scene of the crime a bit, and now we're going to go talk to the ruthless Delicia Scone and meet the prosecutor in charge of the case, who we already know is Von Karma, so there's no surprise there. Sorry. December 24th. Did I just hit something? Yes, I did. I gotta move my keyboard here a bit. Sorry. Was not fully prepared there. December 24th, 7:30 p.m. Contest venue, Scone's room. Whoa, Candy Castle. And look, there's even some little elves to go with it. And Michael forgot to make his PNG tuber transparent. And human. Absolutely gripping stuff. Room's laid out. Pretty much the same as Tangaroa's. Tangaroa's? I still don't know how to pronounce that name. It's not as cold, though. That's something. Let's see. Yeah, looks like there's a temperature control panel in here, too. Oh, yeah, and Tyrell Bad is here as well. This is long before the Yatagarasu stuff, though. So he's got no bullets in his coat. Over where that orange light is, right? We better take a closer look at it when we can. It's like a fairy tale storybook in here. And the whipped cream-covered construction must be the work of Miss Delicia Scone. Where is Miss Scone? Me? Why, I'm just over here, dearie. Oh, just look at you lovely boys. Delicious Scone at your service. Some cheeky blighters back in Blighty even call me Miss Delicious. Called a lovely boy at 34. Unexpected, to say the least. Lovely boys? Really? Even Mr. E? Oh, yes, dear. You, the detective over there. You, the detective over there. You're all lovely boys to me. I'm nobody's lovely boy, lady. Name's Bad. Wonder just how old she is. Finish this up so we can get out of here, Mr. Attorney. Yes, alright. Uh-oh, I know that voice. What's the meaning of this? Chit-chatting with the defense? Is he inside the castle? Mr. Edgeworth, some scary guy just stepped out of the castle. Yeah, whoa, what the hell? I forgot about that. That's actually funny. I might have to make that the thumbnail if nothing else good comes up this part. Von Karma. What? He's Manfred Von Karma? Sorry, mannequins. Notorious Prosecutor Von Karma himself. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Von Karma. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law. I couldn't care less what your name is. Your job is to lose to me and disappear, never to show your sniveling face again. What a thoroughly rude individual. Those piercing eyes, that furrowed brow. You're even scarier than they say. And you might want to keep such rude thoughts to yourself, Eddie. We're hoping you might permit us to carry out some brief inquiries, Mr. Von Karma. Huh. And why would I wish to extend any such courtesy? This clearly isn't going to be easy. So long as your inquiries are limited to this room, I suppose I'll allow it. With a sudden change of heart. You, the tall fellow. Name's Bad. Is that so hard to remember? Didn't ask for your opinion. The thoughts of a lowly detective do not concern me. But I do admire your spirit. Bad, see to it that these worms don't step out of line. Why do I have to... I'm not offering you a choice, detective. I need to go and look over Gusto's room. Good day. Great, more babysitting. Why aren't Detective Bad and Mr. Von Karma investigating together? They don't seem to know each other well enough for there to be bad blood between them. Well, looks like we have permission to investigate. Guess we better get to it. Indeed. Not sure I trust Mr. Von Karma's motives, but at least we can do that much. Hold up. Haven't been over this room yet either. You're not messing it up before I get my chance. You'll have to wait until I'm done. Huh? But I thought you were the lead detective. How come you didn't take a look at this room yet? That was a weird read. Because I wasn't the first one they assigned. One of Von Karma's pets was on the job before me. Right up until just now, in fact. Got here not long before you did. And that's just my question as to why they're working separately, I suppose. What say we look over this room together, Detective? Worked out well enough before. Then you won't have to worry about us messing things up. You can keep an eye on us as we go. What kind of screwball attorney asks to have a detective breathing down his neck? Guess I'm stuck with you for a little while longer. Yes, you're amazing, Mr. E. You have our thanks, Detective Bad. Don't be too grateful. This is my scene. The second you get in my way, you're out of here. Of course, we understand. Now, shall we begin? Yeah, why did Von Karma just, like, let us in here to examine? Yes, what a gorgeous design. Really? Just seems a bit out there to me. Like, how did you even get your tea in there? Art isn't about function, Eddie. It's about form. Guess I'll have to take your word for it, Mr. E. This art stuff is way beyond me. Look, there's something stamped on the bottom. It says PH. Suppose that must be Paul Halik's pottery mark. Those are his initials, after all. Miss Bounds says she's a big fan of his work. His initials, huh? So if I made it, it would say EF? Perhaps you should practice it by initialing your personal belongings first. I think examining this leads to an achievement. Delicious scone, age unknown. Look at her face, it's so cute. A confectioner of indeterminate age. Back home in the UK, they call her Miss Delicious. Manfred Von Karma, age 49. Wow. Why is he looks like he does in the first game. The prosecutor in charge of this case. It said that he's never lost a trial in these past 25 years. She really is adorable. Yeah. Hey, Mark, how you doing? The thick, sweet scent of delicious whipped cream is in the air. It's like a fairy tale, but in real life. And yet there he was, standing in the middle of it all, with that evil look on his face. This whole experience is wasted on the scary old creep. Vibin'? Nice. Come now, Eddie, you can't call people names like that. It's rude. So sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll try to be more careful. It's just, he reminds me of this teacher I once had who was always super angry with me. Stern school teacher, huh? Now that he mentions it, Mr. Von Karma does have the look of one. I shudder to think what it would be like for Miles to study under him. Ha ha ha. Oh dear. Poor Edgeworth. Poor Gregory. The 4 adorable elves in the sweetest little castle made of sweets. So that's the theme behind Miss Scone's creations, huh? Unlucky for her. Things aren't quite as sweet around here as she's trying to make out. Whoops, did not mean to hit that. These must be the various tools Miss Scone used to build her castle. Buckets filled with cream, trowels, and a brush. Is she a patissier or a plasterer? Don't you go making jokes at my expense, you cheeky young devil. I don't just slap stuff on walls like a silly old plasterer. I have to spread the cream out lovely and smooth, then work out all the rough patches. That's literally exactly what a plasterer does. What's the matter? Something weird about the ladder? It's not a ladder, Detective Bad, it's a step ladder. Same difference. Far from it, actually. You know, if you observe their basic natures more closely, you'd know that. Amazing, Mr. E. Have to remember this for future reference. Ladders and step ladders awarded. Running gag executed. I think that's a 2-step achievement. I think the other one requires you to look at the ladder in the first game with Edgeworth and K, with Miles and Kay. There's a blowtorch and some chemicals here. Guess it's all for cooking with. Wonder what these chemicals are. Let's take a look at the labels. Manga Down 911. Homicyanide 247. Wait, they're all poisons. No, sir, they're common colorings and flavorings used in candies and desserts. First one is concentrated mango, boiled down to its purest essence. Hence, Mango Down. Oh, man, go down. They're asking for trouble with a name like that. I'm curious as to what homicyanide might be. I like how that guard just, like, one-framed right back down, having his ass sticking out. Don't turn around, don't turn around. If you turn around, you'll eat it. Can't eat the castle, don't eat the castle. Guess he's watching his sugar intake. Small door on the wall here, just like in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Hey, Ephraim, how you doing? Pretty sure that happens at least once every Ace Attorney game without exception. Yep. Every Ace Attorney game has the ladder conversation. Also, Great Ace Attorney, in addition to the ladder conversation, Sasato and Ryunosuke constantly argue about the spade in the room. Hey, Derek, thank you again for another raid. Wow, thank you so much. How y'all doing tonight? I just started. Were you playing Portal 2? Wait, who? That me? No, hold on. Give you another shout out. Even though there wasn't really anyone here. There was like 2 people here that were already here the other night. What's going on? Oh, they were playing Portal 2. Derek was, we beat it tonight. Oh, nice. Cool, cool. Story mode or co-op? Here, I'll open this. Temperature, 68 degrees. Light set to green. Single player. Nice. I have not streamed any of the Portal games, but I am familiar, or I've played them before. I will absolutely love to stream those at some point. I have the Switch versions, and they run really good for what a Switch port of a Steam game. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. I'm Michael Macaw, variety streamer and PNG tuber. Right now I'm playing through Ace Attorney Investigations 2. We're about halfway through the game, so if you are trying not to spoil yourself on the game, this probably is a good time to tune out. This is also a point where I'm playing kind of a detached part from the story, so it's not super spoilery, but yeah, if you want to experience it for yourself, this is probably not the best part to jump in on. But thank you again, Derek. I'll make sure to take good care of the community here, as I did last night. And if you need to get some rest, I hope everything goes well for you tonight. I don't know how to do. I still don't have my raid thank you speech down. I should, because I'm getting a lot more of those now. Spoilers for you, so you're out. Yeah, understandable. Thank you, though. Hey, everyone. This is the part where he kills us. Hello, this is the part where I kill you. Chapter 9, the part where he kills you. You get an achievement, too. And it's called This Is That Part. Didn't Gusto say cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees? Temperature in here is too high. Temperature of Scone's room isn't suitable for whipped cream. The soundtrack is also called the part where he kills you, yeah. That is odd. I wonder why. Okay, what was I doing? I was looking here, trying to look there, but there's nothing. Love how hilarious redundant that whole scene is. Yeah, I mean, it's just part of the game's humor in general. It's really good. I love Portal 1 and Portal 2. There's a reason those scenes get, like, memed to hell and back, because they're good scenes. It's a cute little elf made of candy, and it's sitting on a little tree stump. Huh. Whipped cream decorations around it are beginning to lose their shape. But the elf seems completely fine. Strange. Is she cheating? Is the elf not made of cream? Incredible piece of work. Hard to believe this whole castle's made out of sugar and cream. I know, right? It's like we're inside a magical medieval story or something. Didn't know you were into such fantastical things. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Didn't mean to get so carried away there. Oh, no need to apologize. I admire your enthusiasm. Sometimes wish my own son was as animated as you. You have a son, Mr. E? I do. Still in elementary school. And yet he'd rather read a statute book than a fairy tale. Can't help but worry that his interests will make it hard for him to make friends. Don't say that. He sounds super interesting. He'll make a ton of friends. Me included, I'm sure. Like to think you'd be more of a big brother to him than a friend, Eddie. Big brother, huh? That swallow noise. Guess I have some growing up to do. Better take this more seriously. Indeed. And with that in mind, shall we continue our investigation? The elf is now a suspect. To be fair, he said the elf was made of candy rather than cream. Oh. That looks like a rock... That's a lantern made of rock salt, I think. I just remember that somehow. The doors of the castle have been left wide open. Yeah, was the guy born in a barn? Could have at least closed them behind him. Is the floor made of cream, too? Does that mean Von Karma was just, like, stepping in cream? I wouldn't want to eat that. I'd like to see you say that to Mr. Von Karma's face, Eddie. Wait, there's a bunch of stuff inside. Let's see. Hold it, kid. If anybody's gonna be handling evidence, it'll be me. Oh, the floor's all sticky. Cream's going all runny. Cream is melting and it will lose its touch at the slightest shape. It's all over the detective's shoes. Oh, so the floor is made of cream. Oh my god. That whole platform is just made of cream. Are all these items being stored inside a candy castle? Alright, tell me what you want to look at first. There's a bunch of blue cloth back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls altogether. Well, they certainly aren't made of candy. No idea what this stuff is for. Almost looks like somebody hid it in here. And I think I've seen fabric of the same color somewhere else before. 2 big rock crystals. Looks like somebody was using the castle for storage. Kinda expected something a little more exciting behind these doors. Oh, I know. Maybe they're giant uncut gemstones. Maybe this whole thing is based on a story about a castle with a priceless treasure hidden inside. Think if I'd treat my priceless treasures with a little more care. Something on the bottom of them. Looks like a little stand or something. For some reason, there's stands mounted on the bottom of the rock crystals we found in the candy castle. I might have jumped the gun here. I'm pretty sure they're lanterns, though. I was right. They are gemstones. The stands must be so they can be put on display. Well, whatever they are, it seems they're not just a large set of paperweights. God, if that's actually made of food, I would want to try it. Everything is made of cream and candy, including Gregory, Fender, Bad, and Forensics. This is all just part of the display. It's all candy, always has been. And Bad just pulls out a gun on Edgeworth's back. I already examined the ladder. That too. Nothing there. Nothing there. Already talked to him. The front hexagon things, yep. What is it? Room's laid out the same as Tangaroa's. Does anything else strike you as strange? Von Karma was inside the castle. Must have been looking around in there. Who knows? Maybe he had a reason to. What about Mr. Scone? Does she seem suspicious to you? She's hiding something. Bet my badge on it. Call it Detective's Intuition. Detective's Intuition, huh? Well, I have to say, I don't disagree. Something's not right here. I think you better hear Miss Scone's side of the story. If you crawl inside the castle, you come back out of the fake Mushroom Kingdom again. That's what... You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna live this whole entire year, and then on New Year's Eve of 2025 into New Year's 2026, I'm gonna, like, go to bed, wake up, and I'm gonna be back at the fake Mushroom Kingdom scene in Brothership. And it's gonna be January like 4th all over again, or whenever I finish that game. When did I finish it? It was like Sunday, right? It was the 5th, yeah. I just lose like an entire year of my life just because I was hallucinating it because I'm still stuck in the in the fake Mushroom Kingdom. Incidentally, to the Portal 2 raid, I've had 3 Portal Staff Roll songs stuck in your head today. Nice. I like I like the Portal 2 ending theme more than Portal 1. I know Portal 1 is the one that more people remember, but Want You Gone is a great song. I think we better hear Miss Scone's side of the story. Is there... Can I deduce here or no? No, I can't. Oh, but I can look at this. Huh, these pillars. They have hexagonal indentations. Looks like something's supposed to go in there. Well, whatever they were, they're long gone. Hexagonal indentations, huh? I wonder. Beep. Castle's covered in whipped cream, so maybe a giant strawberry? Giant strawberry with the hexagonal bottom. Ugh. Look, I like strawberries, okay? Can't blame a guy for wishing. For bananas myself. Blueberries for me. I think this is a Richard Wellington reference. I don't know. I wonder why Gregory's into blueberries. What's that say about him? Rock crystal stands, hexagonal indentations. He loves large bananas and all that, yeah. The rock crystal stands and the pillars in front of the castle feature the same hexagonal shape. I believe the crystals are meant to be placed on top of the pillars. Oh yeah, hexagon to hexagon. Makes perfect sense. Hexagon to hexagon communication. But if that's the case, why are they being held inside the castle? Rolls of blue cloth and the rock crystals inside the castle. Imagine both must belong to Miss Scone. Miss Scone? What were you using the items inside the castle for? Bow Wow, she's got the same apron that Saw It had in the last case, with the extinct dog breed listed on it, as Xing mentioned a couple days ago. Oh, those? Sorry, Lambkin, but I'm not allowed to say. That's a southern accent. That's not British. Let me guess, Von Karma. Oh, how did you know? Please don't ask me to tell you. You'll have my guts for garters. That just sounds like... Now, that just sounds like Patricia. Not Patricia, Fifi. God, I'm messing up so many names here. Seems the prosecution really has no intention of sharing anything with the defense. Man, thought we were onto something with those giant rock crystals, but... What's that, dearie? You're interested in my little trinkets? Your trinkets? Yes, my sweet, I use them to make people all lovely and relaxed. Use rock crystals and cloths to do that? I do. It's wonderful, you should see. And they're not just any old rock crystals either. They're great big lumps of salt with lights inside them. Wow, those things are lamps. Oh, that's not even the half of it. Those cloths hold an even more exciting secret. She really opened up the moment we started talking about her trinkets. Since you're here, why don't I give you lovely boys a taste of my relaxation magic, Oh, Batty Bumpkin, can you get it all out and set it up for me? The name is bad. I only got to hear you wouldn't know firsthand since it was technically a staff roll track for LEGO Dimensions, which had Portal DLC for it. Yeah, it did. I do remember that. Is that a no? Why are you being so selfish, Batty Bumpkin? The voice is all over the place. I have nothing for her. Have you finished taking photos of this room yet? Yes, sir. We have, sir. Then help Miss Scone here with something, will ya? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Oh, you're a sweetie at heart, aren't you, Batty B? That's amazing, Miss Scone. You got him to do exactly what you wanted. That's some talent. Thank you ever so much, Battykins. And you, Officer Lovely. She's even giving nicknames to the forensics guys now. Guess it's her way of showing that she cares. So, what about it this is supposed to be? Relaxing, exactly. Oh, don't be a big sourpuss, Batty B. The fun's only just beginning. Officer Lovely, you can switch it on now. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Chef. Huh. Wow, it's beautiful. It is. Wish my son were here to see it. I'm sure he'd scoff at it and go back to reading his law books. Isn't it, though? Isn't it just wonderful? The 4 adorable elves in the sweetest little castle made of sweets. That's my theme, you see? And I thought it would be extra lovely if it was all lit up. Isn't it the nicest thing you've ever seen? One of the elves must be feeling a little left out. This is how it was supposed to look for the contest. And I'm glad you lovely boys got to see it at least. Wait, shouldn't the lamps be lit up too? Oh, what's happened there, I wonder? I think we better take a look at the lamps and the elves one more time. And I better adjust my seat, because it sank again. How does it keep happening? This chair is just worn out. Bet this is a puzzle, huh? I mean, this whole game is a puzzle. Projector there. Oh, there's like those little generators. Hello. What's the matter, Miss Scone? You seem a whole lot less cheerful than you were a minute ago. Is it Mr. Von Karma? Did something happen between you two? Why, yes. Nothing happened at all. But you just said yes. That was a hello yes, you silly boy. Aren't you just the sweetest little sugar dumpling? Remind me, what was your name again? Oh, Eddie. Eddie Lumpkin. Oh, you'll go far, dearie, I can tell. Eddie Lumpkin. Well, that was Fender saying that. Eddie Lumpkin. Seems our English gentlewoman has taken a liking to you, Eddie. No small accomplishment. It's not exactly what I picture when I think of a gentlewoman, Mr. E. Never mind that now. We should ask her a few questions while we can. Yes, dear? What's this when it's at home? It's a badge that proves I'm a qualified attorney. Gosh, well done, you. Shall I show you something lovely in return? See this big pink hat I'm wearing? It proves I'm a qualified pastry chef. Is that so? Or you could buy those in stores. Oh, you can. Anyway, it's not the hat that matters, it's the head underneath. So then, can anyone call themselves a pastry chef? Oh, look at that. Don't you have the loveliest toys, Greggy Pegleg? Oh, God. But that color, oh no, that won't do. Here, let me put a lovely splodge of cream on it. But please stop that. Hey, wanna see a dead body? Nope. Greggy Pegleg, yeah. Wow, she has no reaction to anything, huh? Could you tell us about what you did over the course of the contest? Of course, dearie. Let's see. I started about at 10 in the morning. That's when we set to work. And, well, I spent most of the time here in my room getting everything ready, as you'd expect. Oh, and then there was a lovely afternoon tea for an hour or so, from around 1, I think. Afternoon tea? It's an English tradition. Chance to drink tea, enjoy a snack, and make small talk. So, kind of like recess. I suppose you could say that. Oh, you really know your onions, don't you, Greggy Pegleg? Such a clever boy. When did I become Greggy? And where was this afternoon tea served? It became Greggy when she called you Greggy Pegleg earlier. Out in the garden, of course. There's a lovely little one just outside. They do it at the same hour every break time during the contest. Lay on a nice little spread, you know? It's the 24th, wouldn't it be freezing out there? But today only me, Samson Sillypants, and Moody Judy were there for it. Sammy Poople had already finished his big creation, so he was there the whole time. But poor old Chillywinks and Gusty Pants must have had to miss out because they hadn't finished yet. Bless them. You're saying everybody except Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusto were present. That's right, dear. To tell you the truth, I hadn't finished yet either. But I wasn't about to miss out on tea and cakes served by our 2 TV superstars. I went right back to work when I'd finished, though. Tootled off while the others were still nattering away. At my point during the contest, did you visit any other competitors' rooms? You would think I would get her voice down, considering that I played all of Great Ace Attorney. I don't think any of those characters I was really doing a convincing British accent for either, though. Well, no, dear, don't be silly. That's strange, because your fingerprints were found in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Oh, red-handed. Wait, so you admit you were there? Tootled off is funny, I'll have to remember that one. A little girl, a little lady like her would absolutely tootle. She would tootle off. Oh, well, I can hardly deny it now, can I? But I didn't kill anybody, I swear. I suppose I'd better tell you what really happened. Just promise you'll believe me, won't you, dear? I wish I could R-stick down, so I don't have to switch hands here. I shouldn't be using my right hand anyway. It's my pointer finger is still, like, strained. What exactly were you doing in Mr. Tangaroa's room? Well, I suppose you'd call it research. Research? Sammy Poople's a dab hand when it comes to the old sweet making. Everybody knows that. So when I noticed there was no one in there, I just popped in for a quick bit of research, like I say. This is Ace Attorney, you need your pointer finger most of all. True, but remember, if I'm on the defense side, that means I'm pointing my left hand. The right hand's reserved for the prosecution. Unless you're Edgeworth, because Edgeworth, I think, still uses his left hand on the prosecution side. Let's go and visit another contestant's room in the name of research. What kind of research leaves fingerprints? Yes, well, it stands to reason that I'd leave my fingerprints, doesn't it? After all, it's hardly research if you don't have a little nibble now, is it? What? You ate little pieces of them? Why'd my voice suddenly go to adult Fender? So, the traces of tampering in Mr. Tangaroa's room. That was all you? I'm ever so sorry, sweeties. I didn't mean to make a mess. I just had to take a little bite here and there, didn't I? I didn't want poor Sammy Poople getting upset, so it was just the teensiest bits and pieces. And the stand holding up the ship. You took a bite out of that too, I suppose? Oh yes, dear, of course I did. It was you. You brought the whole thing crashing down. Oh, I'm so sorry, my lovely. Truly I am. Hold on, this is why you left the afternoon tea early? You were heading off for a second helping of sweets? Look, just please believe me. I never killed anybody, I promise. Her actions were certainly suspicious. That's all we could say about that for now. This elf doesn't have an illuminated cloth over it like the others. It's not fair to leave the poor guy out, Miss Scone. Well, I didn't want to, did I, dear? But one of my cloths and one of my little machines went missing. A cloth? What sort of machine? And what sort of machine, exactly? Oh, you'll never guess how it all works. Those luminous cloths are connected to these little dingamajigs. They're called, They're called, full-spectrum light-emitting devices. Just got back from maybe the hypest part of this year's AGDQ. Hey, wait, which part? What were they playing? I've been like, I mentioned this before, but I've been kind of like working in like a couple runs here and there when I'm not busy at work, just to kind of see anything that interests me. Right now, I'm in the middle of watching what is it called? The Partners in Time run. It's only 2.5 hours long, which is very short for a Mario & Luigi game. Some rhythm game. They hit 1 million during the final song. Oh, wow. Cool, I might have to go check that out at some point. The nice thing is that AGDQ used to be really slow with uploading VODs onto YouTube. They used to wait until the event was over. Now they do it like almost, not real time, but they do it like within the 24-hour period, yeah. It was Chunitham. Chunitham? Chunitham. That sounds like a word that one of the parrots I watch online says. There's one that lives in, I think it's Bangladesh or India? I don't know, I can't remember. But she says a word that sounds like that. Chunni! Wow! Love those parrots. Chattering lorries. If you know that red bird from that one meme. Actually, I have that bird's voice here. The laugh. That's the same. It's the same breed. Just a different country. Send light down the main cable into each optical fiber stand. That's what makes the cloth glow. With a little bit of fiddling, you could change the light to any color in the whole wide world. That's Southern again. Why do I keep... I can't... What's with me? Bright red like ferocious fiery flames. Cold blue like clinking crystals of ice. They have these special batteries that last for donkey's years, and they don't mind the cold at all. Isn't that bird owned by like one of the big guys from Capcom? He used to work as a sound designer for Capcom. And so does his wife. Used to be an arranger too. If you've ever heard the Mega Man 10 remix album, she did the Commando Man remix in that album. I think I might have that actually. No, I don't. It's my old computer that had that. Yeah, the Utsumis, Hideaki and I can't remember the wife's name. He follows me on Twitter, though I don't use Twitter anymore. Forgive me. So these machines, they're what makes the special luminous cloth light up in all these beautiful colors, Mr. E. I see. So much new technology. Can barely keep up. So these light-emitting devices, you lost one of them, and a piece of luminous cloth? That's right, Lambkin. Heaven only knows where they could have gone to. This cloth could have something to do with the case. Special color-changing cloth belonging to Scone. She lost a roll of it along with the device that powers it. Blah, 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 blah. Runny cream. Well, we already know high temperature, so we could get this in. With cream in this room is collapsing because the temperature is too high. 68 degrees. Messed up shoes can vouch for that. And yet, when you open the doors to the castle, the handles themselves were just fine. Yeah, they were sturdier than expected. Sturdy. That's not the way I would describe most things made of confectionaries. I think we better take another look at those handles, don't you? Anyway, this case, it takes place in 2001 or a bit earlier. I think it's like a whole year earlier, actually. I know the fan translation explains it, but we'll see if the official one does as well. What the? I think it's safe to say those handles aren't made of candy. If I'm not mistaken, so, alright, we already know, we're already aware that this is the case, the case that, you know, Gregory Edgeworth and Von Karma face off in each other with. If I'm not mistaken, there's like a whole year of deliberation for the trial after this investigation. So this is actually like 2000, like, or late 1999, since it's the end of December. So it's not quite that far. Wasn't the victim found with the blue cloth on them? Yep. Now that you think about it, I don't think they actually say what it happens to Gregory until the end of the case. Yeah. I mean, we know what happens to him. We're 5 games in at this point. Not just the handles, this whole castle, the little elves. They're all just plastic models with whipped cream smeared on top. I knew it! They're fake! What? So none of this is confectionery art after all? No, it's simply made to look like candy, with the cream having been added to lend it all an air of authenticity. I don't think this is going to connect them, but... Suppose that was a bit forced. Whoa! My shoes are already covered in cream. Won't go any closer unless you want the same thing to happen to you. We've seen what's beyond those doors. There's really no need to look again. So Miss Scone had actually intended to use these lamps in her display. That's why they were stashed inside the castle. Then why were they stashed inside the castle? Maybe because they're broken? Except there's plenty of other places she could have put them. Best place to hide some salt is in some sugar. Isn't that how it goes? Or perhaps the best place to hide a tree is in a forest. Anyway, if her intention was to put the salt lamps in her final display, that contradicts a certain piece of evidence in my possession. I'd like to point it out by making a deduction. Doors look nicely decorated now thanks to the beautiful cloth around it. Cloth which we found inside the castle. Welcoming doorway makes a welcoming home. That's just common sense for us detectives. It's the men who just trampled all over the castle entranceway. But I guess I'll hold my tongue for now. Lamps appear to be broken. Bulbs are smashed, both of them. They fell and broke on the floor? Look, there's a red stain on the one to the left. That's not just a stain, that's... Yup, it's blood, alright. I could smell it. What? The blood? Why is there blood on this lamp? Could it have something to do with why the bulb is broken? Better take a closer look at the other one, too. I mean, we did already. What if everyone's not a fan of, like, extending the front-facing portraits of the character profiles to be fully animated sprites? Look like they would in the main series game. I don't know. I mean, wouldn't doubt something like that would be possible, but... Also, why... How can we... We don't have this. Why are we able to look at it? Whoa. Look at all these buttons. I believe they're for changing the color of the light. Try pressing one, Eddie. There, now the cloth is all lit up. It's so pretty no matter how many times I see it. Cloth is now glowing with a pale blue hue thanks to that light-emitting device. Didn't Miss Scone say one of these cloths in its machine are missing? Who do you think could have taken them? I have no idea, but I suspect it might have something to do with our case somehow. We know that the victim was struck and killed with something blunt. And we found blood on one of the lamps, which has a smashed bulb inside. Could the lamp not have been the murder weapon? For sure, could definitely do enough damage to kill someone. You, science guy. Did you finish analyzing the blood from the lamp, science guy? Bet a glowing scarf would be really cute. Yeah, it would. Why was that M there? What M? Oh, at the end of your sentence. I thought you meant in the game. Yes, sir. Just got done a minute ago, sir. Blood is the victim's, no doubt about it. There you have it. Salt lamp found in Scone's room, stained with the victim's blood. So the murder weapon was hidden in Miss Scone's room. I begin to think we may need to add her to the list of suspects. Hey, Redbow Rose, thank you so much! How y'all doing tonight? Let me give you a shout out. There you go. What are you playing tonight? Fallout? Hello, Raiders. I'm Michael Macaw, a PNG tuber and variety streamer. Right now, I'm usually a bird, but right now I'm a human because I'm streaming Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Prosecutor's Path. Also, it went really quiet. I saw the notification for the raid come up in the activity feed, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait a second and let that come in on the stream first. Playing some Fallout New Vegas. Nice! I really want to play... I have it, and I want to play it. I just have never gotten around to playing a Fallout game before. Maybe someday. But thank you so much for the raid. If you need to handle any self-care post-stream cooldown, by all means, thank you. I will take good care of your community. But if not, you're welcome to stick around too. Thank you. It's on PC. I highly recommend modding it. I do have it on PC. Yes. I'll look into it. Game is old and unstable. Right, really? I thought it was still, like, holding up pretty well. Whatever. I can mod it. No problem. It's a very... You'll need a guide. Okay. Alright. Well, at least I know. Thank you. Did the guy just collapsed again? Brakes without stability mods. Haven't seen the other models. Show us. Meme, you have seen them before. I showed them to you last night. What am I supposed to deduce here?
Eureka!
No. Wait. Anyways, it just means there's something in the evidence that these oh, the rules. Also, I didn't read any of that. That was all unique dialogue. This be related to the evidence somehow? Look at this, Detective Bad. Don't you think it's a little strange? No, it's you who's a little strange. Ugh. Maybe you need a little blood sugar boost. Gets the brain working. How about a lolly? $2 a pop. That's a bit steep. Anyways, it just me or is there something? Okay.
Eureka!
Oh, that's exactly what it is. Oh, I guess the lamps aren't edible either.
Eureka!
There we go. Yeah, his voice is a little, not quite what I imagine Edgeworth's father would sound like. I mean, I would imagine he sounds like Gregory Peck, because that's who he's clearly based off of. He's based off of Atticus Finch. Take a look at the list of rules for the contest, Detective. Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. That means the salt lamps and the luminous cloths would have been against the rules, both of them. Is that why they were stashed away inside the castle? I think we need to dig a little further into this with Miss Scone before we can say for sure. Gold standard stealth pun, just realized. You're modding a game, immediately think of all the character mods like they're using as fighters videos. Anyway, have fun. Thank you, Redbow. I missed that because of the fuckery with the evidence there. Definitely came with the raids and haven't seen them. No, what are you talking about? You were here, been here like every other day recently. I think it's also one of those games on console would feel too dated performance-wise. Fallout? I could see New Vegas being on Switch. That would probably be a fun experience. By the way, oh hey, one of the projectors is over. Oh, it's for that. I'm not going to discuss which ones because apparently that might be subject to some trouble, but some of the supposed Switch 2 launch games have leaked. Third-party ones, nothing first-party. And it's all existing games that on other platforms. But there's some interesting ones. Some essentially some modern platform ones to bring it up to parity. Since you mentioned Gregory Peck, I simply must mention Eddie was also named for another actor who played a lawyer in the fan translation, Raymond Burr. Oh, wow. Have been. Here and new and haven't seen your other PNGs. Never lie, you're too innocent. You literally made a big deal of me following you back a week ago. That's not gonna work on me. But you know what? Maybe we'll big head a little bit. Now that we know more, we should probably take another look at a few things. Agreed. The luminous cloth, the elves, and the lamps. I think all three might merit a second glance. Why were they in the castle? More to the point, why were they hidden in the castle? Something stinks, and it's not all this cream that's going bad. It's scone. Should look over the scene again and see if we can uncover anything new. Actually, I guess Fallout 3 New Vegas has been enhanced backwards compatible on Xbox, but I don't think they've gotten proper re-releases. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, I should be, what am I doing? I'm getting too distracted now. These connect, or... Yep. So not only did she use the decorations that were against the rules, she didn't even make any real sweets. Miss Scone made a mockery of the rules. Yeah, guess she's not gonna get crowned world's greatest now. And why is it so warm in here? Think it's got something to do with all this? Fake confections added to the court record. That's a good question. Think we'd better go ask Miss Scone herself. Miss Scone. Okay, well, we still need another thing for her confectionery research. So all the so-called confectionery in this room is fake? The woman's a crook and a phony. There's something I still don't understand, though. This is a high-profile international contest. Why employ methods that were so obviously going to be found out? Maybe she foolishly thought she could get away with or... I think I'm starting to see what she was trying to do. I had the pieces in my head. Just need to put them together. So the lamps both have these hexagonal stands on the bottom, right? Yes, I imagine the indentations in the pillars were made to accommodate them. And boy, do they fit like a glove. This lamp isn't working. No, unfortunately, it appears to be broken. Would have been nice to see it all lit up just once. Miss Scone said it's good for relaxation, right? Could use some of that. Perhaps I'll get one for the office. Oh, we just glaze over the blood stain. Okay. Miss Scone, why is the temperature of your room set to 68 degrees? Should make that one higher. That would be quite nice. It's weird to think this, but the year this case takes place will be before the nice meme became a thing. It's weird to think that. Because I hate the cold, don't I, dearie? And besides, being chilly's no good for a girl. I want to keep my fresh-faced complexion. I've got to be careful about these things. We ladies have to stay young, don't you know? How old is she really, though? That's what I'd like to know. Yeah, I'd like to know that too, actually. It's not polite to speculate on a person's age, Eddie. But most of your work is made out of whipped cream. Whipped cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees or it starts to deflate. Like I'm going to deflate right now back into a normal bird. Is that so, dearie? Well, silly me, eh? I've only gone and made a whoopsie. Wait, she really didn't know that? Scott doesn't seem to know basic facts about making confectionery. World-class confectioner, my foot. Only did she break the rules by using fake candy, she's ignorant of basic facts about her supposed craft. Miss Scone grows more mysterious by the minute. Greggy Pegleg. Love that. Miss Scone appears to lack basic knowledge about how confectionery is created, and she says that she snuck into another entrance room for research purposes. Hardly the actions of a world-class confectioner competing for a major prize. Yeah, not how I picture a top pro acting. Does she maybe just lack a little confidence, or is she not actually a confectioner at all? She is a plasterer! Bad was right the whole time! Perhaps she had another agenda altogether. After all, we only have her word for it that she went into that room to do some research. Wait, you mean maybe she went in to commit a murder? There's no way of saying so for certain just yet. But she is hiding something. That much I'm certain of. Investigation complete. Trust in myself restored. That's enough investigating for now, don't you think? Sorry, just checking something real quick. Yes, we've certainly found plenty of interest. Something's been bothering me for a while now. Mr. Von Karma would surely have found the murder weapon when he searched this room. And yet he didn't arrest Scone. He didn't even seem interested in questioning her. I think our first priority should be to find out what he's really up to. Detective Bad, I have a few things I'd like to ask Mr. Von Karma. Me too. Him and Scone. How could you, Batty Bumpkin? Just stop staring at me like that. Appears Detective Bad is just as suspicious of Mr. Von Karma and Miss Scone as I am. Miss Scone, would you be so kind as to accompany us? Of course, dear. Where are we off to? To find Mr. Von Karma. There he is. He's right up there. You can see his legs. December 24th, 8:05 p.m. Was it this late earlier? Contest venue, fountain room. Mr. Von Karma, we'd like to speak with you if that's alright. It's kind of adorable how short the Lishi is compared to the fellas, yeah. Honestly, my type. She is definitely my type. I also like I like Bikini from Ace Attorney 3. So you know that's like my type of girl right there, short, chubby. Judging by your faces, I'm guessing you found the murder weapon. We did. It was in Miss Scone's room. Which means that Mr. Tangaroa should no longer be the only person of interest. Nonsense. It doesn't matter where the weapon was found. Tangaroa is guilty. And as long as this is my case, guilty he shall remain. How can you be so sure of Mr. Tangaroa's guilt? You have an explanation, I assume? For why the murder weapon was in Miss Scone's room? Stab Von Karma. Of course I do, and I'd be delighted to share it with you. The murder weapon. Tangaroa killed Frost with one of Scone's salt lamps in order to frame her for the murder. To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, if it had been found in the victim's body, Tangaroa would have seemed doubly suspicious. A body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon, considerably less so. And that is why there was no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. So it's your assertion that Mr. Tangaroa took the salt lamp back to Miss Scone's room. It is indeed. But it is more than an assertion. It is a fact based on my own investigation. You mean you have proof that he did so? I don't need any such thing. What? If you have a rebuttal, I'll be happy to hear it. But I highly doubt you'll be able to fault my logic. Just like I can't doubt that I'm thankful that Lunar Booho just followed me. Thank you. The murder weapon.
Hold it!
So he took one of the salt lamps from Miss Scone's room back to his own? Indeed. He prepared it beforehand, knowing it would be the perfect weapon from which to kill Mr. Frost. We found the lamp in Miss Scone's room. Surely this casts Miss Scone herself in a suspicious light. Perhaps if you would let me finish. Now, as I was saying... Why does he wear an earring? Like, that feels like that'd be so against his fashion sense. Hey, yeah, hello. How you doing?
Hold it!
You're talking about the lamp made of rock salt that was hidden inside the Candy Castle, correct? Precisely. I was the one who found it. So be grateful. It's all thanks to me that you even have such a vital piece of evidence. What made you go inside the castle in the first place, if you don't mind me asking? Good point. Maybe he just wanted to see what it was like in there. Fools. Think I went in there on a whim? I went in there because detectives are an incompetent lot, so I investigated it myself. He just wanted to make a dramatic entrance. But I had nothing to do with the initial investigation. That's right, Detective Bad wasn't a part of this investigation until very recently. Hey, yo, how y'all? I'm good. Whoa, voice crack. That was not intentional. I'm good. How are you doing? What you up to tonight? I mean, besides being here. If you want my trust, Detective, you'll have to earn it. Now, a good first step would be to stop wasting my time. Now, if you'll allow me to continue. Finding the victim's body.
Hold it.
But he came under suspicion anyway, due to the body being in his room. So why? Would you like to hear a favorite expression of mine? Even a dog can hold still and stay. I mean, I suppose that is true. Sketching and listening. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad people stick around to listen. Now let me finish. If only I could say the same to you. It may be hard to move, but a murder weapon considerably less so. So you think he hid the body in the chest, but removed the murder weapon from the crime scene? Yes, he foolishly believed his own creation to be the perfect hiding place. I'm sorry. I had to help myself. Think you mean you couldn't help yourself, no? She doesn't seem very sorry to me. In any case, the weapon was taken away, while the body remained at the scene of the crime. Sorry for stopping there, checking something.
Hold it.
But if there's no proof, how could you say that for certain that Mr. Tangaroa is the culprit?
Objection.
Is that the best you could do at pressing me? Listen here. Presence of the body in Tangaroa's room is in itself proof enough of his guilt.
Objection.
And you didn't find evidence pointing to any other possible suspects? Also, I've been lurking for a while, but forgot to follow because Dino Brain. It's all good. It's cool. Have we Torn and Moonkins. Nice. Cows. I apologize, but have we met before? Like, I actually don't remember if we have. Perhaps you should take another look. You might... You really don't give up, do you? There's no need to take another look. Tangaroa is guilty. End of story. If you insist on asserting otherwise, then show me some proof to back up your ridiculous claims. I have to think back over the scene of the crime. Mr. Tangaroa really isn't guilty. Tangaroa really isn't guilty. And that must mean there's something there that points to somebody else. Pressing Mr. Von Karma on any of his statements won't have much of an effect, I fear. Only hope is to find a piece of evidence that contradicts his claims. Okay, so that all amounted to nothing. To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. He had the key, he could do that. After all had been found in the victim's body, Tangaroa would seem doubly suspicious. Yeah, I guess so. Body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon considerably less so. So there's no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. Don't think so. It's all good. Well, it's nice to meet you. Okay, let me ruminate on this a bit. Maybe. I'm kind of in VR chat and other bird VTuber streams. Oh, really? I'm usually in VR chat on Fridays. That's why I don't stream... Well, I mean, you wouldn't know that if this is the first time here. But, I don't stream on Fridays because I'm usually in VR chat with people. There's usually a big couple furry groups that go in on Friday nights, and I try to be there when I can. Haven't in a while, though, actually. Tomorrow night will probably be the first time, in a good month or so. If it had been found near the victim's body, Tangaroa would have been doubly... Okay. Tangaroa killed Frost with one of Scone's salt lamps in order to frame her for the murder. To complete the deception. Maybe I waved at you sometime. I go on Fridays with Kelif and Dun Dun. Maybe. I don't recognize either of those names. Gotta join you for VR chat sometime, of course. When I get back from MagFest, I might try to cut the streams down, like, maybe a day or so. And just make myself available, like, an extra day. Okay, I really need to figure this out. After all, if it had been found in the victim's body, Tanjiro would have seemed doubly suspicious. Would he? Body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon considerably less so.
Hold it.
Objection.
Hold it.
One of these must give me a hint.
Hold it.
Objection.
Objection.
Objection! That voice does not feel like it fits him.
Objection.
Wait. Perhaps you find any evidence... Oh, the fingerprints, probably. Our treasure chest that was covered in blood is missing. Every other item in the room is also missing a piece of itself. Death appears to have been blood loss. It was close to the ship collapsed.
Objection.
That wasn't it. It's an odd thing to say, considering how it contradicts with this. Von Karma's perfect in every way. There's no contradiction here. None. Did you really think you could make so much as a dent in my logic with that? So there's no particular piece of evidence on the scene that points to a particular suspect. Took it back to her room once the deed was done. This is friggin' rough. I don't know which one this is. I thought there was evidence that Delicia's fingerprints were on here somewhere. Paul Halik piece with Tanjiro's fingerprints on it. I mean, that wouldn't be unusual. Alright, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here.
Objection.
Wrong. You make of this piece of evidence, Mr. Von Karma? Nothing. It isn't even worth considering. Is this all I can expect from you? How'd you even earn your badge in the first place? And yet, here I stand proudly as a lawyer. Exactly the kind of feeble-minded response I expected. Pathetic! Yeah, lower than dirt to him. Body is hard to move, but a murder weapon considerably less so. And that's why there's no particular evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. The cloth, maybe?
Objection.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The gears in my head had to turn a bit. I had to grease them. Not supposed to get grease on this hat. Gotta keep the wheels greased. Who said that? Don't do the voice. It's true that the murder weapon and the blood-stained chocolate were removed from the scene of the crime. But something else remained that does point to one person in particular. Take another look at the photograph on the body, if you will. Every time I do... Wait a minute. That didn't happen yet at this point in time. The cloth covering the victim's lower half. Is that not one of the same luminous cloths we found in Miss Scone's room? Murder weapon and chocolate. Don't mix those two things up. I think, I don't know. I don't have a response to that. Sorry. Also, hey, Zijimong. How you doing? What's that, dearie? One of my lovely, colorful cloths. At the scene of the crime, you say? Luminous cloth? Nonsense. I see no light to speak of. Guess he doesn't know about how it works. If you look at ordinary it may look like ordinary fabric at first glance, but attach one of these light-emitting devices, and the difference soon becomes apparent. Look at his face. Didn't think he was expecting that. The fact that the cloth can be lit up is neither here nor there. We have to show why it's important. One of the rolls of cloth from Miss Scone's room went missing. And if you look at these closely, at the blue cloth in the picture, wouldn't you say it's clearly made of the same material, Mr. Von Karma? The salt lamp and the luminous cloth both belong to Miss Scone. And seeing as the body was wrapped in said cloth, surely even you have to admit that's suspicious. Mr. Von Karma, I think it's time to accept that a number of factors point to Miss Scone as a person of interest. Greggy Pegleg, how could you? You're accusing me of all people? Not accusing you of anything just yet. But I do think you're hiding something. That's not...
Objection!
Just to clarify, your assertion is that both the murder weapon and the cloth were in Miss Scone's room prior to the murder? Exactly. Is something funny? Only that you've worked so carelessly into my trap. Neither the cloth nor the murder weapon were in fact in her room. So sorry to have to break it to you. What does he mean? Tangaroa spotted them before the contest began, in order that the lamps and cloths contravened the rules. He subsequently confiscated them, and took them to his own room for safekeeping. What? Then, after the contest began, nobody saw hide nor hair of Frost, as he had secluded himself in his room. And the only person capable of entering his locked room was Tangaroa. Possessing as he did the only key. And as you know, he was also in possession of the lamp used to commit the murder. So you see, I have had everything I need to get Tangaroa convicted all along. Well, how does it feel to have lost to me before even setting foot in the courtroom? Ugh, this can't be happening. Wait, all our hard work was for nothing? Miss Scone, why didn't you tell us your stuff was confiscated by Mr. Tangaroa? Well, dear, the mannequin said that if I spilled the beans, I'd end up being on the one under suspicion. Mr. Von Karma said that. And he wasn't wrong now, was he? You two accused me yourself just a second ago. Pathetic. Curse you, Von Karma. You led us into the murder weapon knowing we'd make certain assumptions as a result. One more thing, my pathetic friend. There are two, and only two sets of fingerprints on the murder weapon. Two. Yes, those of Delicious Scone, and those of Samson Tangaroa. No others were found. Tangaroa used the lamp that he had confiscated to murder Frost, and he was foolish enough to hide it in Scone's room without first removing his fingerprints. At this rate, no one will even need to testify. My perfect evidence will do all the talking for me, as I secure his guilty verdict.
Objection!
Objection? I want to know, who's the guy? I gotta look at the credits. I want to see who they got to voice him. And I want to see if this person's done any other voice work. It's weird because, like, the newer Ace Attorney games use, like, contracted, like, voice, like, career voice actors. But, like, the earlier games, all the voice clips were just done by Capcom employees. So I'm wondering if that's the same here, since there's very little voice acting in this game. But wait, what about the luminous cloth that was left behind in Mr. Tangaroa's room? What about it? He probably meant to return it after disposing the body. Ah. I don't have enough to disprove any of what he's saying. No more pitiful objections? Then get out of my sight and close the door behind you. Mr. E, I'm not about to just give up. See me waste more of my time. Better escort them off the premises, now! This investigation is not over yet. They hired different voice actors for his objections and Eureka's. I mean, Edgeworth sounds weird because, like, they recorded his first voice clip during the first game, and then they did the rest of his clips later because he gets his clips added in over the course of, like, several games, and the later clips don't fully match his objection. Gregory's VA doesn't have any credited roles on behind the voice actors. I know you're saying Gilgamesh as a reference to FF14. And it's like, if I say that out loud, people watching this are going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? But I totally understand the, what you're joking at there. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got my, hotel reminder today for MagFest. It is really hammering in that's less than 2 weeks away now. Oh, can't wait. Detective Bad. No, Cammy, don't play brothership. You're getting sucked into a 62-hour commitment. What's the meaning of this? Sorry, but I'm not in the habit of leaving cases half-solved. There's still one last thing from the crime scene we haven't identified. Wish you could go to a furry convention. I'm upset because I haven't been to one since August. I was supposed to go to MFF last month and it got canceled. But MagFest, I'm looking forward to that. If I wasn't going to MagFest, I would have probably tried to go to A&E next weekend. But I'm not, so I'm not. He's right. We still have the evidence of somebody's activities to account for. We can discuss your lingering doubts at our leisure, Detective. Whatever they might be, they're no business of the defense's.
Objection!
I beg to differ. There's a piece of evidence I'm still not satisfied about either. And I suspect it might be the same thing that's bothering Detective Bad. You've only gone to a gaming convention once, but you saw a group of furries there, but you weren't able to say hi. Aw. Furries are everywhere. One of my friends is at a anime convention this weekend, and he's already seen a massive group of furries there. What? This is the yet unidentified something that was left in Mr. Tangaroa's room.
Take that!
Take that! There are finger marks on one of Mr. Tangaroa's creations. Supposing they belong to the murderer, it could certainly explain how their prints didn't end up on the murder weapon. How do you know so much about the crime scene? Eustace Winter's VA is Endigo, a Swedish YouTuber, musician, drag queen. What? That's their English voice actor? That's rad as fuck. I love drag. I wish I could do drag at some point. I'm just not confident in, because like drag requires a certain style to it, and me wearing feminine clothing, I tend to go much more modest, I guess you could say. It's not really drag queen material. I need someone to help me with that if I did it. How do you know so much about the crime scene? Because I let them take a look around.
Objection!
You let the defense examine the scene, Bad? Scene, Bad? He was still relevant at this point in time, wasn't he? Are you out of your mind? I don't remember you telling me not to. Insolent worm. We do well to remember this then, Detective. But the results of your next salary review is up to me. Oof. Aw, man. No wonder Gumshoe idolizes Bad. Your mother was there with you when you were currently meeting with people. Detective Bad's in trouble now, too. Sure glad you're my boss, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as you remember that your results of your salary review is up to your performance on this case. A mere attorney uncovering such a fact based on a cursory investigation. I'm almost impressed. But it's entirely possible that those finger marks belong to Tangaroa. After all, he wore gloves while preparing his creations.
Objection!
But can you prove conclusively that the finger marks are his? Furthermore, there's still something about Miss Scone that doesn't add up. Is there? Or are you simply not prepared to admit defeat? Oh, stop it, Greggy. Stop it, stop it. Why are you being so mean to your poor old pal, Delicia? I owned up to nibbling poor Sammy Poodle's sweeties. What more do you want? I don't want to have to make you a suspect, that much is certain. But you lied to us, and you're still not telling us everything. Craigie, stop it. Stop bullying me. It's not the right voice either. I'm sorry, but you don't even know the temperature whipped cream should be kept at. What kind of professional confectioner doesn't know something as fundamental as that? I'm sorry, alright? I'm sorry, I'm just a little muddle-headed girl. What more do you want from me to say? I don't think you're muddle-headed at all. I think that you were never a confectioner in the first place. Enough! I'd like you to keep your baseless accusations to yourself. Evidence is everything in a courtroom, in case you've forgotten. If you're going to accuse a witness of perjury, then I demand that you present something to back it up. But this isn't a courtroom, is it? Nevertheless, what proof do I have that Miss Scone doesn't know the first thing about making desserts? Everything.
Take that!
Every single one of Miss Scone's creations break the rules of the contest.
Objection!
The offending items, the cloths and the lamps, were duly confiscated, as we have established. And the witness did not go and bring them back to her room herself.
Objection!
But those weren't the only rule-breaking items in her room. I look on their IMDb, and I like how their credits for being in FF7 Rebirth and being the one who composed Kid Icarus's theme are really right next to each other. Wow. FF7 Remake and Rebirth have gigantic voice casts, though. Like, I'm not even joking, like, everyone in the business was in Remake. And a lot of them didn't even know what their roles were, because they just recorded, like NPC dialogue. Wow, that's them in drag, really? Wow. And the Japanese version of 1 and 2. That's so cool. I hope I could get like a physical copy of a game that I voice act in someday. That'd be cool. If I ever actually voice act in a game. What? The entire fantastical world Miss Scone created, every last bit of it. It's all just a collection of plastic models slathered in whipped cream. That cream is the only authentic confectionery in the room. No real-world title contender could ever stoop so low. Is this true bad? Yep, saw it with my own eyes. Stepped in it with my own shoes. Did we finally convince him? With their lies exposed like this, surely he can't continue to deny the facts. Miss Scone, your actions place you firmly on our list of suspects. But no, dear, I'm no killer. And why don't you finally start telling us the truth? Who are you really? And why were you tampering with your rival's work? All right. The truth is, I'm not the adorable little cook you see before you. I'm actually a pharmacist, if you can believe it. A pharmacist? Can't blame him for being so surprised. This couldn't have been further from what we'd imagined. So what's somebody in your line of work doing entering a contest like this one? Well, I just love eating sweeties, if you must know. Sammy Poople's sweets are the best, or so they say. I just had to enter. I didn't mean to end up making it all the way to the final. Even Mr. Von Karma's at a loss for words. That's it? That's the only reason you're here? Yes, dearie, and it was worth it. Samson Silly Pants' sweeties are the tastiest treats I ever did eat. And the finger marks? Were you the one who wearing the gloves? No. That wasn't me, dear. I don't even wear gloves. Remember, Miss Scone's fingerprints were found elsewhere on Mr. Tangaroa's other creations. I'd say that points to her not having worn any gloves. Exactly, Lambkin. Greggy Peglegs got the right end of the stick. I'm an innocent woman.
Objection!
Is your head filled with cream, too? Yes. Mine is. Now, my head is very full. I'm all full of whipped cream. They just put the whipped cream bottle in my beak and just went like... Like that guy from the last part. What's his name? Gusto. He put his, like, sugar thing, his air pump in my beak and just filled me with sugar. Sugary air. Her head may not be filled with cream, but she's certainly no master of subterfuge. Miss Scone, were Mr. Tangaroa's works the only ones you sampled? Oh dear, I couldn't help myself. When I'd finished my afternoon tea, I tiptoed over to Chillywinks' room for a little taste too. You were in the victim's room as well? Yes, dear, nobody was in there, you see. Quite possibly because the occupant was already dead. But I couldn't only stomach one little bite. Never tasted anything so salty in my whole life. So I had myself one of those tasty star-shaped bits off the side to cleanse my plate. You're quite the sweet tooth, don't you, Miss Scone? Indeed. What didn't she sample? That's everything, I promise. Greggy Peggles, mannequins, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make a mess of things. As long as what you've told us is the truth, that's all that matters in the end. Do not think for a second this means I myself believe you. I'm going to investigate the victim's room now. We'll see how truthful you've really been after I'm through. Mr. Von Karma, please let us accompany you. I think it's only fair that we be allowed to investigate the veracity of our conclusions. Accompany me if you like, but don't think for a second you'll be permitted to conduct your own investigation. I'd like to accompany you all the same. December 24th, 9 p.m. Contestant venue, Frost's room. What in the... What's the meaning of this? When we got to Frost's room, we saw nada. It was all gone. The whole enchilada. Was this the work of the culprit? A dead body hidden in a chocolate chest. A murder weapon moved mysteriously to another room. This case was a real peach. It was going to take some serious sleuthing to get to the bottom of it all. Hell yeah. Wow, exactly an hour and a half to get to this point. Alright, give me, like, not even a minute here. Just give me, like a couple, like 1 minute to just futz around here, and we'll start the next part.